Now you've spent decades of your life working for someone else. Have you ever considered if anyone would actually pay you to do this same work with no company behind you, but pay you directly? If you've ever asked this of yourself, even quietly, this video is for you. Hi, I'm April, and today I want to show you something that took me a long time to see. That we already have what we need to get paid for our knowledge, skills, and experience. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what your offer is, who it's for, and the 3 steps to begin. Now, here's what nobody prepares you for. When your income has always arrived through a job title, when value has always been something an employer assigned to you, it's really hard to see for yourself and as yourself as the real source of that income. Not because you're not valuable, but because we're all generally trained to believe that only an employer can determine our worth. Someone else, like the hiring manager or HR, writes that job description. Someone else sets the salary. Someone else decides which of your skills and experience matter, and also whether what you know matters. And after so much time in that system, to step outside of it and believe we have something worth paying for, it can feel a little presumptuous. I mean, I know that feeling. I've lived it. I had many years working in a variety of fields, skills that paid me significant and sometimes not so significant amounts of money. And I still sat there asking myself, but who would pay me for this outside of my company or agency? Can I use this knowledge to start a business? Now, I found the thing standing between me and that answer wasn't a lack of skill. It was a lack of understanding. I was thinking that a business was just about having a website, something to sell, business cards, a logo, and all of the other aspects of what a business needed. But I did know something elementary but crucial. It's called an offer, which is essentially putting your skills to work in order to work for yourself. Now, an offer is actually 3 things that you would tell potential customers. 1, here is what I help you with. 2, here is what it costs. And 3, here is what changes for you. That's it. 3 sentences. No business degree required, no website or brand required. I mean, it boils down to just one thing you do well and one person it can help. Every one of us over the age of 50 has both of those things. I know this, and you know this. The question is learning to see it. This is where I want to introduce you to something that I found helpful, and hopefully it can be a way to help you see yourself differently. I call it knowing your income archetype. Now, an archetype is a type of person. In this case, I have 6 of them, and they're not about telling you what you should become. They're more about identifying who and what you already are. Now, let me give you some examples of 3 of them. so you can start to see if any of them fit you. There's the knowledgeable guide, who is the woman who has deep expertise in something, whether it's a field, an industry, or a process, and can naturally help others navigate it. She's the one people call on when they don't know where to start. She might become a consultant, a coach, or an advisor. If you've ever been the person your colleagues or friends have come to when they're stuck, this might be you. We also have the wise educator. Now, she's a woman who loves to explain things, who gets real satisfaction from taking something complex and making it clear to others. She teaches, creates courses, writes guides, and leads workshops. If you've ever explained something to someone and thought, I really love doing this, I want you to pay attention to that. We have the skilled maker, who is the woman whose hands and creativity produce things of value. She writes, designs, builds, crafts, creates content, and develops tools. Her income comes from what she makes rather than what she advises. If you have a creative practice you've always treated as a hobby, maybe it could be something more than that. Now, there are 3 more of these income archetypes, but in this video, I just want you to sit with these 3 first to see if any of them fit. Now, here is what I want you to hear, because this is the part that tends to stop women in their tracks. You may be thinking, this sounds pretty good, but can I really start something like this at my age? And my answer is not just yes. My answer is this is actually an ideal time to do this. I mean, a 25-year-old with a brilliant idea doesn't have what you have. She doesn't have the decades of the work that you've done and conducted within a specific context. She doesn't have the relationships you've grown over time or the credibility you've also built out over time, or the deep understanding of how things actually work in the real world, not just in theory, not just what's been taught in a classroom. Those things cannot be bought. They cannot be rushed. They can only come from living a full life. Starting from where you are now does not mean starting from zero. It means taking what you already have and pointing it into a new direction. So here is where to begin. 3 steps. That's all. Step 1, name the thing you know. Not every single thing you know. Not your whole resume. Just one thing. The thing people ask you about. The thing you can talk about for an hour without notes. The thing that feels obvious to you, but that other people find difficult. Step 2, name who needs it. Who is the one who's a year behind you in terms of this knowledge? Who's standing where you were 5 years ago, wishing someone would just show them how? That person is not to be considered a target market. She's a human being who needs what you have. Start there. And step 3, Understand how you're naturally wired to deliver it. This is where most people skip ahead and get stuck. Because it's not enough to know what you know and who needs it. You also need to know how you're built to share it. Through teaching, through advising, through making, through connecting. The delivery method matters as much as the content, because if it doesn't fit who you are, you won't be able to sustain it. That third step is the one I want to help you with right now. I created a free quiz called the Calm Income Archetype quiz. It only takes a few minutes, and what it does is show you specifically and clearly which of the 6 income types you actually are, how you're naturally wired to create and to earn. So you can start building something that fits who you are rather than something that drains you by asking you to be someone you're not. Because the offer you already have, the one that's been sitting inside your experience all along, it deserves to be delivered in a way that feels natural to you. The link is in the description below. Take it before you can talk yourself out of it. You've spent decades becoming someone with genuine knowledge, real skills, and hard-won wisdom. And that is not nothing. That is everything. You're not starting over. You're finally beginning. So, tell me in the comments, what is the one thing people have always come to you for? I want to know. Drop it below. And if this video resonated with you, please subscribe. There is so much more where this came from.